chosen ones. Be careful. You are 100% right. This person is trying. There is something you are not meant to ignore, something so quiet yet so powerful, that your heart has already felt it before your mind could even understand it. And if you scroll past this or look away too quickly, you may miss a moment that was sent with love, protection, and deep purpose just for your life. The feeling inside you has not been confusion. It has been a gentle warning wrapped in peace, placed there by God, so that you would not walk blindly into something that could slowly take away your joy, your strength, and your light. If this touches your spirit in any way, type 2222. You have been noticing things that others pretend not to see. Small shifts in behavior, words that feel right on the surface, but carry something heavy underneath, and a presence that does not bring peace. Even when everything looks calm from the outside, this is not your imagination, and this is not fear trying to control you. Because what you are feeling is discernment, a quiet gift placed inside your soul by God so that you can walk safely, even when the path is unclear. Within your heart, there has been a gentle voice reminding you to be careful, not in a way that fills you with panic, but in a way that softly protects you, like a loving hand guiding you away from something that could hurt you deeply. That voice has been consistent, patient, and steady, and it has not left you even when you tried to ignore it or explain it away with logic and doubt. Before this feeling fades into the noise of the world, take a moment to show your support by liking this video, because your small action helps this reach someone else who may also need this quiet reminder and this gentle protection in their life today. Subscribe to this channel if you love God. What you are sensing about this person is not rooted in anger or judgment, but in truth, and truth does not need to shout to be real. There is a reason why your spirit feels uneasy when you are around them, even if they smile, even if they speak kindly, even if they try to appear trustworthy in every possible way. Your soul recognizes energy before your mind can label it, and what your soul recognizes cannot lie to you. God has been walking with you closely during this time, watching over your thoughts, guiding your feelings, and allowing you to see what many others cannot see. This is not a burden, even though it may feel heavy at times, because it is actually a form of protection that is working quietly in your favor. You have not been left alone to figure everything out, and you have not been abandoned in confusion. There are moments when you tried to convince yourself that everything was fine, moments when you questioned your own instincts, and moments when you wondered if you were being too sensitive or too cautious. But every time you tried to silence that inner knowing, it returned even stronger, even clearer, and even more certain. If you trust what God is placing inside your spirit right now, type 1313. This is not about fear, and this is not about creating distance from people without reason, because God does not lead you into isolation without purpose. This is about awareness, and awareness is one of the greatest forms of protection that you can ever receive in this life. The person you are thinking about may not openly show harmful intentions, and they may not even realize the impact they are having, but something within them does not align with the peace that God wants for you. Sometimes people carry burdens, pain, or hidden motives that create an energy that quietly disturbs the spirit of those who are sensitive and connected to God. You are not being asked to hate them, and you are not being called to judge them harshly, because that is not the way of Jesus. Instead, you are being gently guided to step back, to observe, and to protect your heart without losing your kindness or your compassion. Jesus always moved with love, but he also moved with wisdom, and there were times when he stepped away from certain places and certain people because he understood what was happening beneath the surface. He did not act out of fear, but out of clarity. And that same clarity is being given to you now in your own life. You are allowed to protect your peace without feeling guilty. And you are allowed to create distance without explaining everything to everyone. Not every decision needs to be understood by others, especially when it comes from a place of spiritual awareness and quiet guidance from God. There is something sacred about the way God communicates with your heart, because it is not loud and it is not forceful, but it is steady and undeniable. That feeling you have been carrying is part of that communication, and it is not meant to be ignored or dismissed. Even now, there is a gentle reassurance surrounding you, reminding you that you are safe, that you are seen, and that you are being guided in the right direction. You may not have all the answers yet, and you may not fully understand what this person is trying to do, but you do not need to know everything in order to take a step back and protect your spirit. God does not require you to understand every detail before you act on what He has placed inside you. Sometimes faith is simply trusting that the feeling you carry is enough to guide you forward, even when the path ahead is still unfolding slowly. You are not overthinking, and you are not creating problems where there are none, because what you feel is real, and what you sense is valid. This is a moment where your faith and your awareness are working together to keep you aligned with the peace that God has prepared for your life. A shocking CIA document just revealed a 7-second brain ritual that some people say is just changing their financial lives overnight. What makes this different is that 4 neuroscience labs reportedly tested the method and confirmed its unusual effects on focus, confidence, and money attraction. People drowning in debt claim they are now attracting unexpected income, luxury cars, dream homes, and once impossible opportunities. The strange part, this information keeps disappearing online. If this video found you, do not ignore it. Click the link in the description and comments now before access is removed. As you move forward, carry this understanding gently within you, without fear and without anger, knowing that you are being protected in ways that you may not fully see yet. The situation will become clearer with time, and what is hidden will slowly reveal itself without you needing to force anything. What once felt confusing is slowly becoming clearer, not because the situation has completely changed, but because you are beginning to see it through a different light. The person you sensed something about has not changed overnight, but your understanding of their presence in your life is becoming more honest and more grounded. You are no longer trying to convince yourself that everything is fine when your heart quietly says otherwise. There is a calm courage rising inside you, and it is helping you to accept what you already knew deep down, even when it felt uncomfortable to admit it before. This courage does not push you into conflict or harsh actions, but instead leads you into quiet decisions that protect your peace without disturbing your spirit. You are learning that walking away emotionally does not always require loud words or visible actions, because sometimes the strongest boundaries are created within the heart. The way you respond to this situation matters deeply, not because you need to prove anything, but because your peace is precious and deserves to be protected with care. You are not meant to carry unnecessary heaviness from people who do not align with the gentle peace that God is growing within you. There is nothing wrong with choosing distance when your spirit feels unsettled, because that choice is not rejection, it is protection. If you feel this quiet strength growing inside your heart right now, type 1111. As you continue forward, you may notice small moments where your energy feels lighter when you are not around this person, and heavier when you are near them again. These subtle changes are not random. and they are not something to ignore, because your spirit is constantly communicating with you in ways that your mind may not always understand immediately. God created your inner awareness to be a guide, not a burden, and it is meant to help you move through life with wisdom and peace. When something does not feel right, it is not always necessary to find immediate proof or explanation, because the feeling itself is often the first and most honest signal you receive. You are allowed to trust that signal without feeling guilty or uncertain. There may have been times when you stayed longer than you should have, simply because you wanted to believe the best in someone. And that kindness within you is something beautiful that should never be lost. However, kindness does not mean ignoring your own peace, and it does not mean allowing yourself to remain in situations that quietly drain your spirit. Jesus walked with deep love and compassion, but he never ignored what he understood in his spirit, and he never stayed where his presence was not meant to remain. He moved with purpose, and he trusted the direction given to him, even when others did not understand his decision. That same gentle guidance is now working within you, shaping your choices in a way that leads you toward peace rather than confusion. There is no need to rush or make sudden dramatic changes, because the path you are on is unfolding naturally, and each step will become clearer as you continue to listen and trust. Sometimes distance begins within your thoughts before it shows in your actions, and that is perfectly okay. You are not required to explain every shift in your heart to others, especially when it is something deeply personal between you and God. You may begin to notice that your conversations with this person feel different, as if something within you is no longer as open or as relaxed as it once was. This is not because you have become cold or distant, but because your spirit is becoming more aware of what it needs in order to remain peaceful and whole. Awareness often changes the way we interact, and that change is a sign of growth, not loss. If you feel yourself slowly choosing peace over confusion, type 1212. There is also a quiet healing taking place within you, because recognizing what does not align with your spirit allows you to release it gently without carrying unnecessary weight. You are not being asked to hold on to resentment or negative feelings, because those would only disturb the peace that is growing inside you. Instead, you are being guided to let go with understanding, to step back with grace, and to move forward without bitterness. God does not want your heart to be heavy, and he does not want you to feel trapped in situations that slowly take away your joy. His desire for you is simple and pure, and it is rooted in peace, clarity, and gentle protection. Every step you take in alignment with that peace brings you closer to a life that feels lighter, calmer, and more secure. You are not losing anything by creating distance, even if it may feel that way at first, because what you are actually doing is making space for something better, something healthier, and something that truly aligns with your spirit. Sometimes what feels like loss is actually protection in disguise, and what feels like distance is actually a step toward something more meaningful. There will come a moment when everything you are sensing now will make complete sense, and you will look back with a deeper understanding of why you felt the way you did. That clarity will not come from overthinking or forcing answers, but from allowing time and truth to reveal what was hidden beneath the surface. What if the reason money keeps avoiding you has nothing to do with hard work? A leaked CIA-backed study claims there is a hidden 7-second ritual that can retrain the brain to attract wealth and abundance naturally. Verified by multiple neuroscience labs, this simple method is helping ordinary people escape financial stress and experience sudden breakthroughs in income, success, and lifestyle. Some users say their lives changed within days, but there is a reason this information is not being talked about openly. The page sharing this secret could vanish at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it is too late. For now, it is enough to trust what you feel, to move gently, and to stay close to the peace that God is placing within your heart. You are not alone in this process, and you are not being guided without purpose. Every step you take is being watched over with care, and every quiet decision you make is leading you toward a place of greater peace and understanding. Not everyone notices these quiet signs, and not everyone feels these subtle shifts in energy. But you were given this awareness for a reason that reaches far beyond this single moment. This is part of a larger protection, a quiet preparation that is shaping your heart and your path in ways that are leading you somewhere far more peaceful than where you stand right now. You may start to realize that this situation is not only about the other person, but also about your own growth, your own boundaries, and your own connection with God becoming stronger than it has ever been before. There is a lesson here that is not harsh or painful, but deeply meaningful, because it is teaching you how to trust yourself without fear and how to walk away without guilt. These are not small things, because many people spend years struggling to learn what you are now beginning to understand in this quiet moment. Your spirit is becoming more sensitive, not in a way that makes you weak, but in a way that makes you aware, and awareness is a form of strength that cannot be easily shaken. You are beginning to notice not only what people say, but how they make you feel when they are near you. And this deeper level of understanding is guiding you away from anything that does not bring peace into your life. It is not something you need to explain to anyone, because it is something you feel clearly within yourself. There is also a soft release happening inside your heart, where you are slowly letting go of the need to understand everything about this person or to fix anything that does not belong to you. You are not responsible for their actions, their intentions, or the energy they carry, and you are not meant to carry the weight of trying to make everything right. Your only responsibility is to protect your peace and to remain aligned with the quiet guidance that God is placing within you. If you feel yourself letting go of what is not yours to carry, type 1919. This moment is teaching you how to step back without closing your heart, how to create distance without losing your kindness, and how to move forward without holding on to resentment. These are not easy things to learn, but you are learning them gently in a way that does not break you, but instead strengthens you in the most peaceful way possible. There may still be moments where doubt tries to return, where your mind begins to question whether you are doing the right thing or whether you are being too cautious. These moments are natural because your mind is trying to understand what your spirit already knows. When this happens, you do not need to fight those thoughts, because they will pass on their own when you return to the quiet truth inside your heart. God is not asking you to be perfect in how you handle this situation, and He is not expecting you to have complete clarity right away. He is simply guiding you step by step, allowing you to grow into this awareness slowly, so that it becomes a natural part of who you are, rather than something forced or rushed. This is a gentle process, and you are exactly where you need to be within it. There is also something important happening in the way you are beginning to value your own peace, because you are starting to understand that your inner calm is something sacred that should not be disturbed easily. You are not meant to live in constant confusion or emotional heaviness, and you are not meant to stay in places where your spirit feels unsettled without reason. As you continue to move forward, you may notice that your connection with God feels closer, as if there is a quiet presence guiding you more clearly than before. This is not a coincidence, because every time you choose to listen to that inner guidance, you strengthen your connection with the one who placed it there. It is a relationship that grows stronger with trust. And you are learning to trust in a deeper way now. You are also being prepared for something better, even if you cannot see it yet. Because every time you step away from what does not align with your spirit, you create space for something that truly belongs in your life. This space is not empty, even if it feels that way for a moment, because it is being quietly filled with peace, clarity, and new beginnings that will reveal themselves in time. If you feel that God is guiding your steps, even when you do not fully understand the path, type 2323. There is no need to rush toward what is next, because what is meant for you will come in the right time, without confusion, and without forcing you to question your own peace. What is truly meant for you will feel different, and it will not disturb your spirit in the way that this situation has. It will bring calm instead of uncertainty, and it will feel natural instead of heavy. For now, your path is simple and steady, and it is leading you gently away from what does not belong in your life. You are not missing out on anything by choosing peace, and you are not losing anything by stepping back from what feels wrong. Instead, you are gaining something far more valuable, and that is a deeper connection with yourself and with God. There is a moment approaching in your journey where everything you have been sensing, feeling, and quietly understanding will begin to settle into a deep sense of peace, as if the confusion that once surrounded your thoughts slowly fades away without needing any struggle or force. This moment will not arrive suddenly or loudly, but will come gently, like a calm sunrise that slowly lights up everything around you, allowing you to finally see clearly what was once hidden in shadows. You are already moving toward that moment, even now, with each step you take in trusting what God has placed within your heart. A former government researcher exposed a powerful 7-second money ritual that is now spreading rapidly online. According to leaked CIA files, this brainwave technique may help unlock a hidden part of the mind connected to wealth, opportunity, and financial success. 4 neuroscience labs reportedly confirmed the results. Since then, people struggling with debt claim they have started attracting money, better careers, expensive homes, luxury travel, and financial freedom. This secret is gaining attention fast and may not stay public for long. Click the description and comments now to see the full method before it disappears. You may begin to notice that your reactions are changing in subtle ways, and things that once disturbed you no longer carry the same weight they once did, because your understanding has grown beyond the need to react emotionally. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or confused, you are beginning to observe quietly, with a calm awareness that keeps your spirit steady and grounded. This is not indifference, and it is not distance born from pain, but rather a sign that your heart is becoming stronger in peace. There is also a quiet detachment forming within you, and it is not something to fear, because it is not removing your ability to care, but instead protecting your ability to remain whole. You are learning that you can care about others without allowing their energy to disturb your inner peace, and that you can be kind without opening yourself to confusion or heaviness. This balance is something very few people learn easily, yet you are stepping into it with a quiet grace that is being guided by God. If you feel your heart becoming calm, even in situations that once brought confusion, type 2020. This calmness is a gift, and it is growing stronger within you, because you have chosen to listen. Instead of ignore what your spirit has been showing you. You did not turn away from the quiet truth, even when it felt uncomfortable. And because of that, you are now experiencing a deeper sense of clarity that cannot be easily shaken. You are no longer standing in uncertainty, but gently moving into understanding, even if that understanding is still unfolding step by step. There will come a time when you will see this person more clearly than ever before, not through emotion, not through doubt, but through a calm awareness that shows you exactly where they stand in your life. This clarity will not make you feel angry or upset, because, by that time, your heart will have already made peace with what is true. You will understand that everything you felt was guiding you toward this exact realization, and nothing was placed within you without purpose. You are also beginning to realize that your peace does not depend on others changing or becoming different, because your peace is something that comes from within, and it is rooted in your connection with God. This understanding frees you from waiting for situations to improve before you allow yourself to feel calm and secure. Instead, you are choosing peace now, regardless of what others may do or say. There is something deeply beautiful about the way your spirit is growing through this, because it is not becoming hardened or closed, but more aware, more grounded, and more connected to what truly matters. You are not losing your softness, and you are not losing your kindness, but you are learning how to protect them in a way that keeps your heart safe and your spirit light. If you feel that your peace is becoming stronger than your fear, type 666. As you continue forward, you may notice that your focus begins to shift away from this person and toward your own path, your own growth, and your own connection with God. This shift is natural, and it is a sign that you are no longer being pulled into confusion or emotional heaviness. Your energy is returning to where it belongs, and that is within your own life, your own purpose, and your own peace. You are not meant to carry the weight of trying to understand everything about others, especially when that understanding does not bring peace into your life. Instead, you are being guided to focus on what strengthens you, what brings you calm, and what aligns with the quiet truth that God has placed within your heart. This is where your strength lies, and this is where your peace will continue to grow. There is also a gentle reminder within this moment that you are being protected in ways you may not fully see yet, because sometimes the greatest protection is not removing something immediately, but giving you the awareness to step away at the right time. You are being given that awareness now, and it is guiding you carefully, without fear and without pressure. Your journey is not about avoiding people or situations completely, but about learning how to move through them with wisdom, awareness, and peace. You are learning how to recognize what aligns with your spirit and what does not. And this understanding will continue to guide you long after this moment has passed. As everything continues to unfold, you will find yourself standing in a place of quiet certainty where you no longer question what you feel, and you no longer doubt the guidance you receive within your heart. This certainty will not come from outside validation, but from a deep inner knowing that has been shaped by your connection with God and your willingness to trust Him. You are no longer standing in the same space where confusion once surrounded your thoughts, because something within you has shifted gently, yet completely. This shift is not something the world can easily see, but it is something your spirit understands clearly, and it is guiding you into a new level of peace that cannot be taken away easily. You may begin to feel a sense of emotional freedom that was not there before, as if a weight you carried quietly for so long has been lifted without struggle or resistance. This freedom does not come from changing others or fixing the situation, but from releasing your attachment to what was never meant to stay in your life. There is a calm acceptance growing inside you, and it is allowing you to move forward without holding on to what once kept your heart unsettled. Have you noticed how some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly? A leaked CIA document may finally explain why. Scientists studying brainwaves uncovered a simple 7-second ritual believed to activate a powerful abundance response inside the mind, backed by 4 neuroscience labs. This at-home technique is helping people move from financial struggle to dream lifestyles filled with money, success, travel, and peace of mind. The most unbelievable part is how easy it is to do. But this information could be removed without warning. Click the link in the description and comments now before it is gone forever. This is the moment where your strength becomes visible in the most peaceful way, because you are no longer reacting from uncertainty, but responding from clarity. You are no longer searching for answers outside yourself, because you have found a deeper trust within your own spirit, and that trust is guiding you with quiet confidence. This is not pride, and it is not distance from others, but a grounded sense of knowing that keeps your heart steady. If you feel that you are stepping into a new level of peace within yourself, type yes. As you continue along this path, you may notice that your connection with God feels closer than ever before, as if His presence is surrounding you in a way that feels both gentle and constant. This is not something you need to question or analyze, because it is something meant to be felt rather than explained. Every time you chose to listen to that quiet guidance within your heart, you moved closer to this deeper connection, and now it is becoming more clear and more comforting. There is also a sense of protection that is becoming more visible in your life, not because everything around you has changed, but because you are now able to see how you are being guided away from what does not belong. You are beginning to understand that not every closed door is a loss, and not every distance is something to be feared. Some things are removed or revealed simply to keep your path clear and your spirit at peace. The person you once felt uncertain about no longer holds the same space in your thoughts or emotions, and this is not because you have forced yourself to move on, but because your spirit has naturally released what it no longer needs to carry. This release is gentle, and it does not come with bitterness or regret, because it is rooted in understanding rather than reaction. You are not closing your heart, but protecting it with quiet wisdom. If you feel that God has been protecting you even when you did not fully understand it, type Amen. There is a deeper lesson within all of this that will stay with you long after this moment has passed. And it is the understanding that your peace is something sacred that must be protected with care. You are learning that not everything that enters your life is meant to remain, and not everyone who appears kind is meant to stay close to your heart. This understanding is not meant to make you fearful, but to make you aware in a way that keeps your spirit safe. You are also beginning to see that your journey is not about holding on to every connection, but about allowing the right connections to remain while gently releasing the ones that do not align with your spirit. This is not loss, but alignment, and it is bringing you closer to the life that God has prepared for you. Each step you take in this direction is leading you toward a place where your heart feels at home, where your spirit feels calm, and where your path feels clear. There is no need to look back with regret or to question what has already unfolded, because everything you experienced has brought you to this moment of understanding. Even the confusion had a purpose, and even the uncertainty played a role in helping you recognize what truly matters in your life. Nothing was wasted, and nothing was without meaning. As you move forward, you will carry this awareness with you, not as a burden, but as a quiet strength that guides your choices and protects your peace. You will begin to recognize more easily what feels right and what does not. And this recognition will help you move through life with greater ease and confidence. There is also a sense of renewal beginning to take shape within you, as if you are stepping into a version of yourself that is more aligned, more peaceful, and more connected to what truly matters. This renewal is not about becoming someone new, but about returning to who you have always been beneath the noise and confusion. It is a gentle return to your true self, guided by God and supported by the peace that now lives within you.